the show today. Our first guest is a registered dietitian and host of the web series. Now, she didn't tell me this part. She has a new show, the web series.
It's
Fiorella Eats. And she joins us today to discuss more about metabolism boosting.
Yes.
What is metabolism?
Well, this is very interesting. I get this question all the time from my clients. You know, how do I boost my metabolism? Do I have a fast metabolism? Do I have a slow metabolism? And you know, that's dependent on a number of different things. It depends on your genetics and so forth, but it also depends on your activity level, depends on how you eat, it depends on how often you eat, it depends on a number of different things.
So from a couch potato,
yes,
what happens?
Not so much of a metabolism, I would say, you know? You want to rev that up. And so there are different things that you can do in terms of eating foods that would rev your metabolism, okay? So one of the things you're looking for, and one of the components that these foods have, is that they have a high thermogenic effect in the body. A
high thermogenic effect in the body.
Yes.
Explain.
Which means, very, very simply, that just by digesting these particular foods, it takes an amount of calories to do just that. Okay, so you, for breaking down certain foods like protein, for example, it takes more calories for you to digest proteins than it takes for you to digest carbohydrates. Right, so in of itself, that burns more calories, and also it speeds your metabolism up a bit too. Now, the other thing that protein can do, which is one of our biggest metabolism boosting foods, is that it can also help you create some muscle mass, right? And so the more you have, the more you have, the more you have, the higher your metabolism will be, you know? So that's one of the ways that you can do it. So, you know, you would choose lean proteins and so forth.
The more protein you have, or the more mass or muscle you have?
Well, the more protein that you eat, the higher your metabolism will be, and the more ability you will have to create muscle in your body. Yeah, I mean, some people go for it, and sometimes you just do a little toning, you know? Yeah, I don't have muscles. I can't
rip my jacket in the back.
Yeah, right. And so that is going to take a lot longer for you to break down, right, in your body. So the next thing that takes quite a bit of time to break down, and actually doesn't end up breaking down at all, is fiber. Yes, so fiber comes out of your body intact, right? But in the meantime, as you're digesting it, for example, like whole grains or fruits or vegetables that are high in fiber, you know, the body is attempting to break it down, right? It's attempting, doing its best in the stomach and the digestive tract to break it down, and that all takes a lot of calories to do, right? It does end up coming out of you intact, which is great because you need that to happen.
And it brings some things along while it's coming out.
Yes, it does. Yes, it's nature's natural detoxifier, right? You don't need anything else. You don't need juice fast, you don't need colonics. What you need is just some good old-fashioned fiber for yourself,
how she put her hands back here when she said colonics.
Colonics, like, yes. You don't need any of that. You know, some people go to too much of an extreme. You don't need to do that. So, you know, fiber is one of those things that in of its breaking it's down.
And that's oatmeal right there.
Yeah, that's whole grain. Now, whole, that's not instant, and that's not fast cook, okay? So that's just like a slow, whole grain cook.
Okay.
You know, but of course you can get
about 5 minutes for that.
Yes. And you can also, you know, you can get that, of course, in any fruit and vegetable as well. There's some that are higher in fruit and vegetables, like beans and so forth too, have a lot of soluble fiber. So that's really good for you as well.
Beautiful.
And so the next thing is that we have spicy foods, right? So in the peppers, and various different peppers, and so what does that do, right? It has capsaicin in it, right? So that's a component in the pepper. Watch out, don't go get Yeah, you will be feeling that all day.
You know what, even if you touch this and rub your eyes.
You have to be very careful. They're very strong. But what it does is it creates a burning in your, you know, burning sensation in your body, right? So it heats up your body, in other words, right? And so your body is going to attempt to cool itself down. And in that cooling process is when you're also burning calories doing that, right, as well. And it just boosts your metabolism. Now, mind you, that being said, some of these, you know, they have incidental metabolism boosting capacities. There is no way that one should eat protein and then feel like they're going to indulge on other things as well, you know, to compensate for it. You know, it doesn't have a gigantic metabolic boost that you can then go ahead and just eat whatever you want. I mean, I don't want to, you know, say that. So you still have to have a balanced diet, but these are a couple of little things that you can throw in there more often than not.
So spicy is good from time to time?
Yes, it really is. And as a matter of fact, anything that has a spicy component to it, you know, whether it's peppers or even garlic would be spicy, or ginger in a sense is a spicy. They have antimicrobial properties to it, you know, so that's very good for you as well.
Unless, of course, you have a different problem like heartburn and indigestion and all that stuff.
Yes, or some sort of acid reflux.
Yeah, acid reflux.
And so another really, and this is something that, you know, most people don't think about, and that's water, you know. water is something like so important for the metabolism.
Very important.
Very
Yes.
important, because in biochem, you know, we have the citric acid cycle, right? And in that, you know, metabolism cycle, there's water involved.
Yes.
And so if, in order to produce this energy expenditure and so forth, you need to be properly hydrated. You know, so you need to do that. You know, they find very dehydrated people to have very, very slow metabolisms, right? And it's very, very simple to be dehydrated, you know. A lot of people don't understand how much they're supposed to drink a day. Then as well as they're taking in caffeinated beverages that they're not accounting for, and every time you do take in a caffeinated beverage, you have to increase your, you know, your hydration for that, you know? Well, you want to put that back because that's my next story. Okay, so the last and kind of, you know, interesting metabolism booster is caffeine.
Caffeine.
You know, and honestly, that's one of the biggest things that people say to me is like, you know, should I give up coffee? Should I not have coffee? What should I do? You know, I really don't have a problem with coffee. I don't have a problem with caffeine. I don't think it's something necessarily that you need to come out of your diet, you know, unless of course it has some sort of negative effects. For example, like it keeps you up and it's not letting you get your sleep, right? Which is not metabolism boosting if you're not getting your sleep. You're actually slowing your metabolism if you're not getting your sleep.
Especially if you're drinking something like Cafe Bustelo or something like that. You
Too
know,
late
you
in
can
the
drink that
day.
at 6 o'clock and it'll keep you up around the clock sometimes.
It takes officially 10 hours for caffeine to be oxidized out of your body. So
like
you want
to,
so you want to leave some time, you know, like, you know, no caffeine after 12. So, and then the other thing is that it can be a little dehydrative to you. So every time you have a cup of coffee, you want to have a glass of water as well with it, you know. But it does have a stimulant effect, and it's the stimulant effect that is boosting your metabolism.
How often should a person eat for a day?
Well, that's, you know, it's very interesting. You know, we eat customarily almost every 3 to 4 hours, right? We have breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're separated by 3 to 4 hours. Now, one of the reasons that came about is not just a cultural thing. It's because of our body's enzymes. It takes generally that long to digest something. Carbohydrates digest more quickly. Protein digests much longer. But that's the reason why it's going, because your blood sugars levels dip after 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
But you should not go more than 5 hours without eating or skipping meals.
Skipping breakfast. What about the people who skip breakfast?
Yes, or people who eat too little in general because they're on a diet and they feel like they have to restrict. You are inadvertently slowing your metabolism by doing that.
So diet doesn't mean don't eat.
Right.
It means watch the foods that you eat.
Watch. You know, you want to eat foods and choose them for their medicinal value, rather than saying I need to choose a fat-free item versus a high-calorie item versus a low-calorie item.
I heard Steve Harvey say something one day. He said, "Why the heck am I eating to go to sleep? You know, you usually eat so you can fuel your body.
Right.
Why you gotta put gas in your car to park it?" No,
Yes. And by that same token, when you wake up, you fasted for 8 hours, so you should eat.
Yeah. So quickly, tell us about your show. You didn't tell me about this brand new show you have.
Well, you know, what it is a food blog, but it's mostly video-based. So you can get a lot of recipes, a lot of cooking tips, and we also go through New York City food culture as well and bring the stories to you.
Beautiful. Or you can watch us right here. Channel 67's open.
Yes, absolutely, for tips on Mondays.
Yeah. Watch this. Everybody give her a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
She's great. All right, we got to take a quick break right here, Fiorella. You want to bring us into the break?
Sure, we're going to be breaking soon, and we're going to find some heart-healthy tips next, yeah?
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.